The Book of Enoch is a great example of what we might call a spin-off story. It's a long book, over 100 chapters, and it's based on a very short and mysterious Bible reference about a man named Enoch. In the Bible's book of Genesis, Enoch only gets a few lines. It says he had children, including Methuselah, and then says, Enoch walked with God, then he was no more because God took him. That's it. Very mysterious. What does God took him even mean? This small mention of Enoch wasn't enough for early Jewish and Christian writers, who wanted more. So they wrote more, much more. That's how we got the Book of Enoch, which became very popular among early Jews and Christians. Even the New Testament book of Jude quotes from it directly. But today, most people don't know about it. So what is it, and what does it say? Many Enochs, one main focus. There's actually more than one Book of Enoch. The one most people mean is First Enoch. There's also Second Enoch, written in an old Slavic language, and Third Enoch, written in Hebrew and used in Jewish mystical traditions. This video is all about First Enoch, the most famous version. Calling it a book is a bit misleading. It's really a collection of smaller texts combined into one. The way the book jumps between topics makes it clear that it was stitched together over time. Scholars believe it was compiled from the 4th or 3rd century BCE. The oldest complete copies we have are from the 15th or 16th century, written in Guizi or Ethiopic, an old language still used by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Think of it like how Latin was used in Catholic churches. Enoch was probably first written in Aramaic, then translated into Greek, and finally into Ethiopic. Pieces of the Aramaic version were even found among the Dead Sea Scrolls, showing that the book was already in use in the 1st century BCE. There are around 90 known manuscripts of First Enoch, and many are different from each other. So if you want to read it, it's best to use a scholarly version that explains the differences, like the translation by George Nicholsberg and James Vanderkam. What's in the book? The book expands on 2 short parts of Genesis. That Enoch was taken by God, that divine beings, called the sons of God, had children with human women, creating a race of giants called the Nephilim. In First Enoch, these sons of God become fallen angels called the Watchers, led by a chief named Shemahaza. Their giant children begin to destroy the earth, killing humans and animals, and even drinking blood. The Watchers also teach humans forbidden knowledge like magic, weapons, astrology, and sorcery. The earth becomes full of evil and violence. Humans cry out to God for help. In response, God sends for archangels. They warn Noah of the coming flood, imprison the fallen angels, and send Gabriel to destroy the giants. God also sends Enoch as a prophet to warn the Watchers of their fate. The rest of the book is filled with visions, prophecies, and ideas about judgment, salvation, resurrection, and heavenly journeys. These are all key themes in Jewish apocalyptic literature, a genre popular during the Second Temple period. In fact, First Enoch is one of the earliest examples of this type of writing, older than the Book of Daniel. Many Christian ideas, like the Son of Man, appear first in Enoch. One chapter even calls Enoch the Son of Man, a title later applied to Jesus. The idea of hell. Another idea that shows up in First Enoch is hell. The older parts of the Hebrew Bible don't talk about hell, but Enoch describes a deep fiery pit where fallen angels are trapped forever. This idea became important later in Christian thinking. Influence on Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. First Enoch was very important in early Judaism. It influenced other ancient Jewish texts, like Jubilees. But later, Rabbinic Judaism rejected it. They disagreed with the ideas that Enoch never died and that angels came to earth. Still, Third Enoch, a Jewish mystical text, tells a wild story where Enoch becomes the angel Metatron, a powerful heavenly being. However, this idea was controversial. One story in the Talmud says a rabbi was punished for believing Enoch was equal to God. In Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism, Enoch is viewed more positively, and the Book of Enoch is used to explain hard-to-understand Bible verses. In Christianity, the book was very important early on. The New Testament quotes it, and early Christian leaders like Justin Martyr and Irenaeus used it. The Book of Revelation even resembles parts of Enoch's visions. But by the 4th century, leaders like Augustine and Jerome rejected it. Eventually, Only the Ethiopian Orthodox Church kept it in their Bible. To this day, they include it in their wider biblical canon of 81 books. Enoch even appears in Islam. The Quran mentions the prophet Idris, often linked to Enoch. Like in Genesis, Idris is described as someone who was taken up by God. A saying of the prophet Muhammad even says Idris was seen in the fourth heaven during the night journey. A lasting legacy. Enoch's brief appearance in the Bible inspired a rich, detailed book that influenced Jews, Christians, Muslims, and mystics for centuries. Even though most people today haven't read it, the ideas it introduced, like hell, the Son of Man, and the coming judgment, became central to later religious thought.